Here we are spawning on Juggernaut. Spawning in the top right. It's our blue Terran player, currently teamless. This is FiRePlaY. And spawning in the bottom left. It's our pink Zerg player, playing for Alpha X. This is Fjant. You just had to look at Iowa on Google Maps. Weren't sure if the grids were from Google Maps or if it were for land. Oh, yeah. Iowa is like predominantly farmland. I'm telling you, I keep trying to convince you guys that I am not joking when I say that I am in rural Midwestern United States, but it's like you think I'm kidding. I don't know how to convince you, chat. All right. So, not going to expect anything terribly wild out of the onset of these games. I think that Fjant feels confident in his Terran play. I don't know if he's going to have the urgent desire to try and get hyper aggressive on his opponent. Oh, FiRePlaY though, getting a free drone out of the deal. Man, that must be nice. Must be nice to snag a free win like that. Yeah, it's not like I don't have internet. I mean, look at me. Here I am, streaming 1080p 60. I have a decent internet connection. All right, it was flyover territory. Not wrong. We are definitely considered flyover territory. Ooh. We got a second barracks coming down here by FiRePlaY. A little bit 2-on-1 with the, well, not even 2-on-1. There's no starport yet. It's a very, very quick third command center, but with the additional barracks, it's a bit misleading, actually. Feel my pain as a Nebraskan expatriate. I don't have a stoplight in my town. Not in the town I live in. But the town adjacent has quite a few. We have a stoplight outside of our school that I teach at. It's like, ooh, so bougie. So I think this is kind of an interesting situation that is unfolding. Now we see the starport going down. We're finally going to get our 2-1-1 that we're looking for, but it doesn't have any knowledge. Okay, it does have knowledge of that third base building up. Okay, that's fair. So at least Fjant knows that this isn't a super hyper all-in play. But 6 Hellions is still rather scary. Okay, double engineering bay gonna go down at the front of the wall. 1-1 immediately getting started up. Lair is about 2/3 of the way done. And we have a Baneling nest in tow as well. But also behind this, there will be a nice stim pack timing. That's going to finish up a little bit later than normal, but I don't think FiRePlaY is anticipating trying to hit super early. 1-1's about quarter of the way done as well, so that's going to be cranking on forward. The fourth base is starting to get on site as well, and I think that's going to end up spiraling Fjant into some aggression, as he's going to want to protect that fourth base. Lings will come up and see that the third base is starting to plant on site, and that FiRePlaY will be able to secure it. That Overseer has been left to die, unfortunately. Wow, Fjant worked so hard on that creep spread. Oh, this is a scary little push here. There's not that much back at home to really anchor this down. There are a fair number of Banelings, but I was just saying it's going to come down to the engagement, but a nice little wraparound by the Lings will be able to deal a little bit of damage here. As long as these Banelings are allowed to fight on creep, they will have decent engagement. Centrifugal hooks are only just now about to finish up. 5 workers do get cleaned up on FiRePlay's side of the map. But, oh, look at the giant drone behind this. Hydralisks are going to be brought in as well. An additional hatchery being tossed down as a macro. So we're going to see Hydraling Bane. I like this. I like Hydraling Bane. I remember when this was the meta build for ZVT. It was a good build. I was in what's called the Great Plains. Yeah, absolutely. I shouldn't find that. No, not really. Just 4 Marines. But admittedly for FiRePlaY right now, this could be a bit deceiving. Not really showing the advanced tech right now. No Hydras are currently on the map. So this could be any... 15! Hello, Elaser? Hello? He never wants to have to worry about supply ever again. I mean, that's a good way to spend down your bank, admittedly, but dang. Settle down. Not even I make that many. All at once, at least. Oh, these Lings are going to find a good amount of damage here. They do cancel that 4th base location. Busy worrying about what's happening here, and I'm not looking at the minimap. Just like my normal games. Oh, you have to laugh, or else you'll just cry. Okay, that fourth base is going to try and come down once again. We're now starting to see additional Hydras getting added into the mix here. A couple of those screens really far forward. They will go down. Oh, this is a great surround on these bio units, though. What a jump! Fjant. Wow. Really making the most of that situation, creating some chaos up north. And jumps on top of the army. Fjant able to take game number 1. Very well played. Well, I think that this is just going to possibly be another quick series. FiRePlaY has not played very much in the previous amount of time, like 6 to 9 months. It makes it challenging for him to really mix things up. Although there was the joke that you're seeing on screen right now. Fjant asked me for advice, like, how do I win? And I said, well, you should probably build drones. And FiRePlaY is like, well, if you build drones, I'm just going to 4-rax you. And he's going to try and sell it too. Hilarious. Look at that. That's actually funny. This is not going to find anything. There's nothing to worry about here. Yeah, Fjant's going to confidently throw down his 3rd. He knows. He knows it's just memes. Chat, you guys know a thing or two about memes. Okay. Guys, I don't think I've explicitly said this, but all of these games are going to be going up on YouTube as well. I'm going to start uploading videos? What? Rushi, are you becoming a content creator? Well, some might argue that I have been for a while since I stream on Twitch, but I decided, you know what? We put a lot of work into creating a quality product here at the Junior Championships. Why not take the opportunity and share it with the world? So for those of you that are hearing this live on our Twitch stream, thanks so much for considering checking that out. !YouTube in the chat. You can click that link and follow me as a subscriber. I'm gonna want to try and see if I can grab 1,000 subscribers, so that way I can get some extra perks on doing YouTube. So feel free to check that out, and if you ever miss a cast, don't worry, I'm gonna start uploading them there. But if you guys are watching this from YouTube, thanks so much for doing that. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. I love casting, and I love creating more compelling content for the StarCraft II community. Feel free to check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/RushiSC. Oh, it's the sellout. Now, we're seeing a play here by FiRePlaY that is, maybe, I hate to call it dated, because it's not inherently bad, but it's a quick stim pack into a Liberator. Kind of like it. FiRePlay's wanting to hit a little bit more aggressively, so he is delaying his third base. As a result of this, Fjant should be able to see this almost immediately. He does with his scouting. A lot of good damage, very good patience here by Fjant. Just waiting to see if those Hellions are going to try diving on forward. One Hellion for one Queen, not a fair exchange. It's going to be a lot better for FiRePlaY, as those Hellions are really easy to replace. Lair's on the way, but there is the Liberator. Liberator's going to get a couple of kills here. 5 of those drones have gone down to that Liberator as well. Must have been in a different location. Oh, great wraparound. Oh, he over micros. No, he doesn't. He's done it. He's fine. Loses the Liberator, loses all of the Hellions. There's not that much back at home. He's got 5 Marines. Okay. So. Oh. So this slows down considerably. But I think FiRePlaY would want to wait for that +1 infantry weapon and armor. Anyways, combat shields also on the way behind it. But it feels weird not having a couple of medevacs diving in here to get maybe a few free kills. Instead, FiRePlay's just going to play this more cautiously. He's going to get out to his third base location and get that secured. Meanwhile, the evolution chambers are going to go down for Fjant, and he makes things move just a little bit quicker in his department. Should be able to get those completed and start 1-1, and he does. +1 melee and Carapace on the way. Now we see that 16 Marine drop coming that I was expecting to see a bit earlier, but this should be quickly deflected. Look at the disparity here. 75 workers to 55 for Fjant. That adds up very, very quickly over the course of time, and it's great creep spread. Oh, these banelings could possibly have some opportunities here. I love the little wall that's coming in. I don't know that that's going to necessarily matter. Oh, he's just going to go around high side. Oh, no. The banelings are going to get in completely unannounced. 13 workers just get picked off immediately. Oh, FiReplay's best latent engines all run awry. Aspire is going to go down as well. So Fjant picking a different trajectory here in game number 2. But great connection with those banelings. How many banelings did he lose for? It doesn't show. That's silly. Well memed so far. Fjant in a wonderful position here. Yeah, these 16 Marines are going to continue to find as much damage as they possibly can, but FiRePlaY is kind of winding up for a big attack here. Look at the army counts here, 78 to 59. What does he have for army? He's got 44 Marines. Granted, a good chunk of them are there back at home. The 16 Marines here are trying to find as much damage as they possibly can. 8 of them end up going down, though. That was not the engagement that I think FiRePlaY was hoping to get on that harassment, but the 4th base has already been able to be planted down. 5th base on the way for Fjant. Fjant's doing a really nice job of securing his side of the map and forcing FiRePlaY to play very, very cautiously back at home. Adding on some additional gases that's going to allow him to pick up some more of those tanks and those medevacs to really amp up the forces. 2-2 on the way. The 2-2 is going to be a bit faster than Fjant's 2-2, but it's going to be the addition of Mutalisks into the build that will create some excitement for our blue Terran player to try and deal with. And there's not near enough here to deal with the Mutas, as they are going to have to evacuate to the main army. That is a lot of tanks, though. 121 to 94. That's a sizable army value difference. And +2 is going to finish about the time that this army hits across the map. What kind of surround opportunities do we have here? Fjant doesn't really have that much to work with, but he is just going to go straight across the map and see what kind of damage he can get done. This is a real base race situation here for our pink Zerg player. He's going to pick off that base. I think at that point he could go back home. If he really, really wanted to, he could wrap around this army and just end it. But instead, he's going to play very patiently. He wants to get more damage out across the map, going to choose to fly into the natural. There's still nothing here to deflect this damage. And now these units are going to slowly push on forward. The tanks are unsieged right now. This is a moment Fjant could get on top of this Bioforce, but instead he's going to continue to play more and more patient, let FiRePlaY dig deeper and deeper into the creek. Now, a lot of these units are going to get snapped up, but where are the reinforcements at? The reinforcements are going to be coming across the map here. The Mutas are flying over top of the tanks. Mutas need to turn around. There they are. They will finally find those tanks in tow and should be able to pick off 2 or 3 of them before the Marines are able to return, and that should buy him some precious time to try and recollect, but losing a base ends up being a scary position. Oh, that's going to be much better. Fjant's going to try and make FiRePlaY play on top of these tanks, because the moment that FiRePlaY tries to engage forward, these tanks are going to get pounced upon. I think the Mutas, though, are in lowered supply. There are 10 still remaining. Here come the banelings from the backside. Can they wiggle their way through? The tanks are going to be able to pick those off, and that is not the engagement that Fjant needed. FiRePlaY evens up the series 1-1. We're going to a game number 3. Very well played. What am I eating? I am slowly working away at sesame chicken. I'm trying to do it in such a way that it doesn't make it super obvious. You know, obviously I'm telling you, so it's not really a secret, but trying also not to disrupt the flow of what's happening. Viren, I don't think that means what you meant it to mean. Or maybe, well, I don't know. That's amazing. Okay. The FiRePlaay has the potential to be able to snag this series away from Fjant. Most definitely does. It's not really on the back of anything too terribly cheeky by a TVZ standpoint. But just really good solid play. Oh, is that third base going to go down? I think it might have actually made it. Not. Oh, sneaky. FiRePlaay is like, oh, I'm going to leave. Psych, I'm back. Oh, very, very quick and clever play. This is your moment. Fjant, go. Go, Fjant, go. Nope. Just not going to happen, I guess. Okay, 1-1-1. For our blue Terran player. Look at this delay on this base location. The reality is Fjant's already taking a third base right here, and he's doing a really good job of selling this to FiRePlaay. FiRePlaay is focusing on that southern base, and in fact, he's going to try and reinforce it here and see what he can find, but not quite going to be the case. Should just be able to come up here and go, wait a minute. That hatchery's almost done. That other hatchery location was a phony. Great big phony. Liberator once again. Fjant's gonna be able to spot all of that out. And it's just nice little pokes at the creep here and there. But once again, nothing too wild and crazy. We do have the Liberator that's going to be swinging around the top side. And that will provide a good amount of coverage for a potential push here. It's not going to find that many kills, though. Only 3. Just kind of sets it and forgets it like a Ronco easy out. Getting a little bit more of the creep. Pruned back. Just more and more and more drones. Do we have a third base? Yes, there is a third base down for FiRePlaay. That should be able to position out to the forward location here pretty fast. Question is how Fjant wants to advance forward in this game. Game number 1, I feel like he had a really opportune moment where he kind of surprised FiRePlaay and was able to just overwhelm him in a moment of vulnerability. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get that accomplished here in game number 3. It seems like FiRePlaay is playing very cautiously, doing a lot of scouting, keeping tabs on what's happening here. He really wants to know when that fourth base is going to go down, and the fact that it hasn't gone down yet should send some indicators to him. Admittedly, I think he could probably take it anytime in the next minute or so, and he would still be okay. But centrifugal hooks just about to finish up. 1-1 is also on the way. That third base is now going to be delayed just a little bit by these Zerglings. The unit's going to have to be brought out from the main base to push those off. But I think they were going to do that anyways, so not too out of the ordinary. Oh, these Zerglings are going to get caught. Not great. Not game-ending by any stretch, but not great. That should be a good indicator, though, that FiRePlaY is going to be coming across the map. 54-37. Fjant has really droned hard into his 4 bases here, taking the 4th base over on that far left side. It is going to make things easier for the defense because he has less things to worry about over here, but it is also going to allow FiRePlaY to siege further and further forward on this engagement. So this now becomes a kind of do or die situation. Oh, a lot of those lings go directly into tank fire. That's going to prevent those banelings from finding good damage, but a good chunk of the bio does get obliterated. FiRePlaY has a pretty decent bank. He's not really spending a whole lot behind this, and Fjant has been able to equalize the count here, but the creep spread gets pushed further and further back into Fjant's main and natural expansions. Oh, this is kind of scary here. Eliciting a little bit of friendly fire action is the Zerglings. Zerglings are going to be able to get on top of all of those tanks, and all 3 tanks will be able to fall, and preserving most of those banelings as a part of it as well. A great snap onto the bio in retreat. Fjant gets a great engagement here, does what he needs to hang on, and this base is now relatively exposed. There's a lot of very damaged workers here. Fjant, did you get a baneling bust in there and I missed it? You must have. Well, this ends up being a bit of a drone massacre, but ultimately things are shaping out okay. He is going into Hydra. He's going into Hydraling Bane once again. Do we have any of the Hydra upgrades yet? No. So I think the Hydra Den only just now finished up. Double Liberator will cause a bit of chaos and confusion back at home, as FiRePlaY is going to try and cause some distractions here. Oh, this isn't the way to do it, though. Parking a lot of those units right into the liberation zones. Liberator should be able to escape here in the main. That should not be a major issue. But FiRePlaY finding a lot of good damage. Look at this, equalizing that worker count. If we take a look at that income advantage, it sharply dips back into his favor. 12 workers have been cleaned up, and FiRePlaY is not done with his harassment. Where is that Liberator at? Did we lose both of the Liberators? Not both of them, but one is still dangerously low. There's the medevac. Oh, medevac is dancing with death here. Well, those Hydras are going to need a bit more support than that. Now, the biggest difference, though, between game number 1 and game number 3 here is that FiRePlaY is not going to accidentally be surprised by all of these Hydras, Lings, and Banes. In fact, I think it's going to be Fjant that gets the surprising end of this engagement here. This is a large bioforce that is coming up for FiRePlaY. Can Fjant find a way to engage on top of this? Tanks find a really good siege position there on the high side of the 4th base location. I think it's going to have to be evacuated. A few of those workers have already been killed off. Lings are going to go streaming on in to the main and the natural here, finding a lot of good damage. This is the way to do it if you have to try and engage into this army and risk playing against time. Oh, a great number of Lings, they'll get into the 3rd base as well. Look at that worker count climb. Those worker kills, 40, 41 and climbing. Oh my gosh, that is an insane amount of damage. 50 and climbing. He's killing off so many workers, 62 to 17, and there are still Lings down at the 4th base here. This base is actually gonna get canceled. As long as he pays attention, he's not gonna. He's not going to pay attention. That SCV is going to be allowed to finish that, but still, that's a ton of damage. 57 workers have gone down as a result of this, and there is a dwindling supply of army here for FiRePlaY. He has the statistical advantage, but there isn't a great way for FiRePlaY to try and replenish this army. He has the gas, but he doesn't have the minerals that he needs to do this, so he's going to build a few high-value units, and that's going to be it. So the army that we see right here is the army that Fjant's going to get. Not a great engagement, though. Fjant's going to lose a few of those workers or units for free. And that creates more complication here for our Zerg player. But a Lurker Den should be able to equalize this. It's a very small amount of workers on the backside of this. 17 workers have the economic weight on their shoulders. Oh, Fjant looking for content here. Are we going to get the content, Banelings? I don't think we will. He wants him, though. He has it selected. Oh, he's got to be careful, though. I think those Banelings are on the main Baneling counter. He's waiting patiently. He's thinking about it. One tank anchoring a lot of this down. More Banelings getting put down up at the front as well. Those rocks have been cleaned off, so now there are more opportunities for this army to engage here, and they just swing around the bottom hand side. I think FiRePlaY knows that there is something lying in the creep here. Yeah, he scans forward and he realizes, wait a minute, there are tons and tons of Banelings waiting to pop. FiRePlaY has to be careful, though. He has a statistical army advantage, but again, at any point if he loses this army, it is game over. But this is a very strong force that could be enough, and it is. Fjant, unfortunately, cannot advance. He will be eliminated out of Group B, and FiRePlaY returns to fight Baby Marine in the decider match. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Make sure to click the subscribe button so you can catch more of my videos as they are released. If you want more Rushi content, feel free to find me on Twitch and Twitter. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.